Hi, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead, and I am just recording what was supposed to be our Zoom live lesson. It just didn't work out how I had thought it would in my brain, and we live and we learn, and we're moving forward. One of the things I was trying to get you to think about is when we go through these conversions, all we are really doing is renaming a number. Just like when we would practice for bell work and we would have the number 3/4, there's so many different ways that we can represent 3/4 and it still means 3/4. So applying that understanding to rename a millimeter, if I was thinking about renaming a millimeter, we know that there are 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. And so if I think in terms of if I only have 1 millimeter, so that would be 1/1000th of a meter, which can also be written as 0.001. And it also matches my example here. The other piece that I'm wanting you guys to start to think about is in terms of if we were going to make this an equation, this is also helping us understand or explaining why it works. Because really what we did with our 1 millimeter, you guys have gotten really good at saying, well, I would just move my decimal to the left or to the right. And so we would move our decimal 1, 2, 3 to the right, which would give me 1/1000th. But why did that happen? Well, it's because we divided by 10 to the third power. So looking at practicing renaming 2 meters, 137 centimeters, and 2.6 meters, 2 meters can be rewritten as 200 centimeters. They mean the same thing, they just look different. It also would be the same then as 2,000 millimeters or 2/1000ths of a kilometer. So 137 centimeters would be the same as 1,370 millimeters, or would be the same as 1.37 meters. And then if I looked at 2.6 meters, this would be like having 2,000, no, 260 centimeters. See, moving that decimal really does help. And then 2,600 millimeters. So we started looking at number 1 and looking at the practice of being able to convert and write an equation with an exponent. So if I'm converting 105 centimeters to meters, the first one was done for us where we went from large to small. 3 meters to centimeters. In 3 meters, I have 300 centimeters, and that can be shown in an equation as 3 times 10 to the second power equals 300. So if I have 100 centimeters to meters, I'm actually going from small to big. And in this case, it's going to be the opposite of multiplying. It's going to be dividing. And so we've got 105 divided by 10 to the power of 2, which would end up being 1.05. And one of the reasons why we have it set up this way is to help us identify a pattern. So if I'm going from big to little, I am multiplying 1.68 times 10 to the second power. So this would become 168 centimeters. 80 centimeters to meters, I am going from small to big, and so I am going to divide by 10 to the second power. So with this is all about identifying that pattern of setting it up and looking and going through these steps of small to, small to big, we're dividing. Big to small, we are multiplying.